Double B jump. Alright, come on. Oh my god, this is, good thing I'm learning here, because this could get bad. So I'm hoping this will kind of be the icebreaker, almost, I guess I should say. The thing that I hope kind of get me back into playing games, because I've wanted to play a lot of games, and I actually have this weird stigma that I developed from doing playthroughs and recordings, that when I play a game, I always want to record it. Almost always. And I feel like if I'm not recording it, it's kind of a waste somehow. I don't know why I feel that way. Like, it's like, oh, I can record it and use it if I want to some point, but then sometimes getting to the point where you can't jump that. I just remembered you can't jump that. Getting to the point where I've got it all set up and recording, and I don't always want to talk. Contrary to what you might think with me just rambling on during playthroughs and recordings like these, I actually don't talk that much. I mean, I talk plenty, talk to my friends, talk when I have things to talk about, but I don't often want to talk. It might seem like it when you watch videos I'm in all together that it's, oh, this guy talks a lot. It's actually not the case. I usually save like a lot of my talking saved up for these kind of times. But then there's plenty of other times I don't feel like talking, which is why I don't get around to finishing recordings a lot of the time. Can I make it to that bonfire without dying? You think I can do it? This is going to be, I just sort of realized this is going to be a very slow and long playthrough, which is actually kind of good, because I can run through a Dark Souls playthrough pretty quick at this point in my life. I don't know how many times I've played through the game, or how many collective hours I really have, because I have all my characters on here, but I've got other characters I've deleted before. So, got a lot of hours in this game, which is great, because it's, I mean, a lot of the other games that I've actually been thinking about replaying again, because I've hit this point where all I have are out-of-date consoles. Like, the most up-to-date console I have is the Xbox 360. My PC was built, I got it built, it was ordered, it was a Dell Inspiron 580S, and it was built in 2010. Actually, it's 5 years old as of October, which is kind of crazy to think I've had a computer this long, and it's still running. It's still running pretty good. The fan has died on me a little bit. Like, I can't make the CPU fan speed up for some reason. I've tried most things just short of doing like BIOS stuff, which I don't need to mess with, because it's not like this is a problem that happened yesterday. My fan, the CPU fan actually died. Not died, I keep saying died. It won't speed up. And that happened, I'm going to say 2 years ago. And I thought that might be a problem, because 2 years ago, I used to render videos a lot, and I thought that would be a huge problem, because the temperature would get so hot I was worried it might melt, or, start shutting down, which is, hopefully it would happen before it starts to melt. But I use an application called SpeedFan. God, get near cliffs. Never do that. Never get near cliffs. And I can control the case fan, which I usually just max up, and when it's on like hotter days, which it gets hot here sometimes. God, how did this happen? How am I cornered? The short story is, it's to the very, very boring version. A very, very boring story is it's been fine. The computer's running good. It's got a few like little problems like that, but it's good. No hardware failures other than the fan. I have like reinstalled the OS before, but it's still running great. And the point is, I just don't have a very up-to-date console. The graphics card in that is a very, very, very low-end, shitty Dell graphics card, and it's not great. It barely runs games. I can just barely get by on very old games at very low settings. And I cannot, I shouldn't, I mean, it's not worth upgrading anyways, but I can't really upgrade something especially like the graphics card. I'm glad I'm playing this right now, and I hope I keep up with this whenever I can in my free time. Actually, the beginning of this video, and then when I cut to when I got the sword back, was actually a couple of days split. I hate to break the illusion on you, but it's a couple of days split, and I was thinking about playing a lot of games. I was thinking about, well, maybe I should play Ocarina of Time again. I haven't played Ocarina of Time in quite a while. I was going to say quite some time, but that would be redundant. Should play the Master Quest again. I really like the Master Quest. Nope. Oh, there I go. I died. Well, I got further than I thought. Ooh, that's not bad damage for a parry. I think I might start being risky and using a few parries. I really need to go get I actually have a shield on me, but I didn't want to use it because I picked up half of the stuff I have when I was grinding. Yeah, I picked up most of them when I was grinding. I guess I could use the wooden shield just for now. I mean, better than nothing when I'm still rolling fine. Yeah, I got no clothes, which I didn't mention at the beginning of this, but I do. I almost always, when I pick a character, I usually choose Deprived as the starting class. And I just think Deprived is most fun. It kind of gives you like a blank slate, and I kind of like starting with nothing. There's something more inherently fun about that to me, as opposed to starting with something else. Unless I plan to be like a mage right from the get-go or pyromancers, I usually pick Deprived. And I did choose the Master Key. So I could have gone a lot of different ways, but I thought I would just try and get a few things this way. And then I'm going to double back and get a few other things to hopefully power up my weapon and upgrade it with the blacksmith down in New Anne Orlando before I get to the Taurus Demon. Ocarina of Time, I grew up as a kid playing it, you know, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, I was a kid. All those games, Resident Evil 4, I played a little bit later than a lot of other people, but I still played it when I was younger. I was like 16, I'm going to say? 16. Because I played it on the Wii U, not the Wii U, the Wii edition, which, in my opinion, well, I've never played the regular one, but I've seen the regular one played, and I think the Wii edition of Resident Evil 4 is kind of the most fun. I think so. I felt like it was more. You hear Wii and you think, oh god, motion controls, and yeah, there were a couple times where it was difficult, but overall it was pretty reliable. Actually, it's not as bad as you might think. Cool. So so like I said, the Dark Souls is just one of those games. It's in my top games, like, you know, one of the best games I've ever played, in my opinion. That is not really clouded by nostalgia because it came out. And it's funny because it came out, when did this come out? Like 2010, 2011, and I got it right around then, and it was. Can't believe it's that old because it doesn't feel like an old game to me, but that's, you know, 5 or 6 years old now, which is it's crazy. But I really do want to get that weapon upgraded. So what I'm I'm gonna grab some repair powder. Because it would be all too ironic if my broken straight sword broke. I actually don't know. Can the broken straight sword, can it break? I mean, it's got a durability, but what happens if it breaks? Does the damage go down even more? I'm a little curious to know. I'm actually hoping to get a second one and more in the future, even if I have to grind for them, so I can upgrade them differently. I think that'll be that's not unfair. As long as it's the broken straight sword, I think I might get a couple and upgrade them through different upgrade paths to help me against different bosses and points in the game. But from him, I want to get a few things. I plan on having this be a light build because I'm obviously going to need to dodge a lot. This isn't going to be a power build or a tank build. And I need to be able to take hits too, so it's not going to be like a glass cannon. I'm gonna get a couple of these. I don't plan to use consumables like throwing knives and firebombs a lot, but I am going to need them sometimes. Yeah, I'll blow right through that money, don't worry. I'm gonna get this even though I am playing offline, which is kind of a sad thing. I've never played through Dark Souls offline. And it'll be kind of sad to not have those. I'm gonna get do I? Yeah, you do. I need that. I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna get that. Well, there goes most of my souls anyways, just for some basic stuff I kinda needed. What do we got? I'm not gonna use bows. I don't want any of these shields. I kind of want some chainmail. I like the chainmail armor. I'm going to grab that. Since we're not looking great right now. And I should actually turn human as much as I can. You know, my time has become very valuable to me. And I'm not doing all the things like that I want to do in terms of games. I get all the responsible stuff I need to get done and everything like that. But some of the fun things kind of get thrown to the side sometimes. And I'd like to make some more room for those if possible in the next coming year. Oh man, the battle axe. That used to be my go-to weapon for a starting class. Was always a battle axe. I love that weapon. That's actually like my favorite like base weapon or starting weapon. It's awesome. And I know I was talking about like all these games I want to play, like all these classics that I'm sure so many people love Ocarina of Time, and I know plenty of people love Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. I was actually thinking about getting picking up Super Paper Mario, which when I first saw it, I was disappointed that they had altered the gameplay so much to be going from a turn-based RPG, which is what the game had been. It had always been a turn-based RPG since it had been. What am I thinking of? Legend of the Seven Stars, Super Mario RPG, which then had evolved into Paper Mario and then was Thousand Year Door. But I was disappointed when they had removed the RPG aspect from Paper Mario, and that kind of turned me off to it. But since long, I've seen the game, and it definitely be a fun game to pick up. I think I want to do that. Seeming as my Wii is so disappointing, especially with the Nintendo, they announced the Switch coming out, which it could be cool. I mean, it looks cool, but I'm so far backed up on consoles that I'm not even interested in consoles at the moment. The only console I'd be interested in is a PS4 simply because of Bloodborne, which I would love to play, but it's just that's not enough to make me buy one, especially at the price they are right now. So I mean, I would love to play Halo 5 too because I played all the other Halos, but I'm just not getting. I'm not getting a console like that anymore. That's actually why I bought the 360 in the first place, was to get Halo 3, and then everything else just kind of followed suit. I had a lot of friends on there playing that, but times change, and you know, things evolve, and people go different places in different ways. And even the Xbox now is it's not exactly the same thing it was back then. All of gaming is so different too now. And I'm just most interested in getting a new PC for many, many reasons, even though my PC right now is it's a great PC. It's been holding up so good. I don't think I've heard of too many other people who've had a PC like this. And I didn't, you know, I think I'm pretty good with my things. I treat my things pretty good. I've rendered many, many, many videos on this computer. But it's held up pretty good. It's served me very well. It's crashed here and there a little bit, but it doesn't do it very often. I'm not that taxing with it, especially now and over the last year. It's been a lot less, but still, I'm just interested in getting a. It's not just going to be a gaming PC is the problem. I would like to. There's a couple stipulations to why I don't have it right now. One, just money in general. Money doesn't. It's a thing that we all have to get and do and use, and we all have different ways of how we're going to spend it and use it. And I think I'm pretty good with my money, so it's just about patience and waiting for the right timing and pricing and everything, and when it's the right time to buy. Some of the other reasons are I want to build a PC. I've never built a PC before. I know many, many people do it all the time, but still, I just got to be careful about how I plan and decide to do it. And I want to make more than just a gaming PC. A lot of times when I see people building PCs, they're building gaming PCs and they're doing budget builds, or things like i5 processors are good enough and this graphics card is solid and you don't need more than this. I'm not just building a gaming PC, I'm building a multimedia rig that's also going to be a gaming PC, so it's going to have to do a lot more than just gaming. And I don't like to, over the years I've learned that there are some things that you do buy the cheaper versions of, but there are other things that you don't want to, depending on what you're doing and how much you care about it and what it's for. There are some things you just don't want to skip on quality, and I want to get some quality parts at some higher end pieces. So let's try the chainmail I got. Can I still roll? I can still roll. Cool. I love the. I don't know why. I really, really like the chainmail. Just a solid piece of armor that I don't see a lot of people normally use. I think it's pretty good as far as early starting goes, especially when you pick something like the Deprived class, because you really don't have anything else to use. There we go. Yeah, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the critical on this. It's better than I would think. Some weapons have pretty bad criticals, and I'm just not gonna feel bad about backstabbing or doing the circle walk around backstabbing, because I can get into some pretty bad situations if I'm not careful, and it really doesn't do that much damage. Do I have a good helmet? I usually prefer to have my characters not wear one. Do I have any pants? We don't really need pants. I guess. Am I gonna roll still? I'm still rolling. I'll wear pants. I tend to just go naked, just because, who doesn't love the wind beneath their non-dead skin souls thing. Do you feel when you're a hollow? Do you like feel the wind? Or is it like that Pirates of the Caribbean movie, where it's like, you don't taste it? Uh-oh. No! God. I bet that's probably actually kind of what it's like. I just saw Rogue One, which... no spoilers or anything, and I'm not going to talk much about it because it just came out, even though this video might come out long after it's come out. But Rogue One was awesome. Really, really good movie. Might be one of my new favorite Star Wars movies and one of my new favorite movies in general. I really enjoyed it. But for the previews for that, there was a preview for another Pirates of the Caribbean movie, which I always liked those movies. They were pretty good, but they kind of got progressively worse as they went on. I didn't see the fourth one. I don't know if this is the fifth one or the sixth one even, so... This kind of goes to show I'm not sure where they're at that, but it's there, it's coming, which just ties around nicely into Dark Souls. Maybe we can get like a Dark Souls Pirates of the Caribbean spin-off or crossover? Cross spin. Spin cross? Spin cross sounds kind of cool. Like a name or a move. When he planned, oh god, he can climb the ladder. Things went wrong. Things went wrong. I really should have equipped the fire bombs. Alright, can I... Oh no. Things went very wrong. I always knew that sleep was important, but I used to not get a lot of sleep. Now I get a lot more sleep. I make damn sure I get sleep, because I have hit that point. If you haven't hit that point that I'm about to talk about, then you won't know what I'm talking about. But if you've hit that point, going back to the you know that I know that we know. If you've been really, really tired before, and I mean both physically and mentally exhausted, it is not good. You don't want to get that tired. I haven't been that tired for probably a good 6-7 months. Well, maybe 6-5 months, just because of how fast. Like again, it's been a fast year for me. And yeah, I've hit that point where I've been, oh my god, I am so tired. I could like shut down without even wanting to. You don't want to get that tired. You don't want to get that physically worn, and you don't want to mentally wear yourself out without. And oh god, no! Oh, nice try. I almost died. Oh god, that was really, really close. I'm gonna give props to the chainmail for that one. That probably saved me. Really? That was a parry. We all know it. That was a parry. Oh, that was way too early. Surprised I actually had time to block. And hopefully playing this will not only kind of get me back into playing other games and having the time to something I can like play and relax and talk if I want to. I think I'm probably going to end up doing that, and I'm probably going to have this as something I can play and something I can work at and talk when I want to talk. And I'm probably going to start playing Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, something just to play when I'm tired and just feel like playing a game. Because you don't always feel like talking or playing something like Dark Souls. Dark Souls is a lot of fun, but it can be it's kind of a game you got to focus on a little bit. And that can be challenging when I'm tired, because even though I was just talking about how I make a priority to get sleep, there are plenty of days where I end up getting, like, even actually, let's see, today the last time I slept for about 6 hours. Prior to that I slept for 5, and prior to that I slept for 5. But prior to that I slept for like 12. And it all kind of like comes back depending on how much I'm doing, how hard I'm working. And it's all just about, again, more balance. Just don't overwork yourself. Don't both at work and in general of other things I do. Make sure you get solid sleep, the right amount of nutrition, and I'm sure this has got to be. Who else would talk about stuff like this? There's got to be no other person who is doing this, who isn't giving like a life speech, who would just bring this up randomly. But I'm just, sharing the stuff that's going on for me. Feel free to share about the stuff that's going on with you. We can have a good talk. It'll be fun.